Alright, now that all 10 episodes of Maul Shadow Lord have been released onto Disney Plus, I thought I'd give my quick review of the whole series. So, going into the series, I was expecting it to be pretty good based off of all the trailers and promotional clips I saw about it. I'm a fan of Maul as a character. I think he is a little overused since he has been brought back, but I'm going to kind of go and give a little background to the show and where it begins and where it takes place. So, the entirety of this show is based on the world of Janix, and Maul is, as the leader of the Shadow Collective, trying to find ways to gain more power. So, the first episode kind of begins of introducing all of the characters, Maul and his team, Diodaki and his apprentice Devin. So, the show takes place 1 year after the end of the Clone Wars. So this is after, Order 66. The Jedi that have survived are struggling, and they're hiding, and they're having to beg for food. So it starts off with Maul's team setting up a plan to get Vario, a crime lord and a member of the Shadow Collective, to kind of meet with one of his rivals, Nicodemus. So the first episode is basically about, that Maul's trying to get more power and take down other crime lords so he can be, the big crime lord of the city. While Maul is doing these things, the law enforcement on Janix is struggling to capture Maul and deal with Maul, and Captain Lawson is supposed to report to the Empire if they can't take care of the crime that is going on at their planet. So it was out of control because of Maul going around trying to gain more power and mess with things going on in the city. And so Devin is hungry and obviously needs food, so she was tired of begging and she went to go steal some food, got caught, and then she was taken to jail basically, and Captain Lawson has her in a cell. Maul is looking for an apprentice, and he sees Devin as the perfect apprentice. And he comes in, takes Devin. Eventually, Captain Lawson's sidekick, Two Boots, he contacts the Empire, and they come over and basically take over all the operations at the department. Eventually, they send Inquisitors down to hunt Maul, and throughout the season, Maul is trying to get inside Devin's head, kind of show her that the old ways of the Jedi aren't adequate for current way of things after Order 66, and that they have a common enemy, which is the Empire. And so Maul's trying to get inside Devin's head, and throughout the season, she starts to change her mind a little bit about how things should be done. Maul protects Devin at one point from the Inquisitors, while she is protecting Captain Lawson's son, Riley, and this is all kind of part of Maul's plan to show her that he's not the villain. Later on, he fights the Inquisitors. He's on the defensive, and his leg gets injured by one of the Inquisitors. It gets progressively worse throughout the season, and he's unable to fight his best. And he kind of feels defeated for that episode, reminds himself mentally why he's doing what he's doing, and he gets the strength to come back to his base. Eventually, Maul's team, Captain Lawson and his son Riley, Diodaki, and Devin all team up to try and flee away from the Empire, and Maul makes a deal with Dryden Voss to pick them all up, and Maul would help him become leader of Crimson Dawn. While they're running away, Darth Vader approaches and fights them all with the Inquisitors. Darth Vader kills Devin's master, Diodaki. That was the final straw for Devin, and she kind of unleashes her rage, and this is exactly what Maul wanted. And so she fights the Inquisitors with Maul. They flee with Riley, Vario, and they make it on the ship. And I'm particularly interested in season 2. I know there's a season 2 that was already confirmed. And now that Dryden Voss has been named and been shown in the show, personally I wonder if this is eventually going to lead down to seeing Kira in a season 2 or possibly later, in a later season. But I'm particularly interested in how this will tie into Solo, since Solo is like 5 to 8 years later, and Kira is obviously involved with Crimson Dawn at that time. So overall, I'd give the show probably about 9.8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I thought the story was great, and the development of the old characters and new characters was perfect. One of the issues I had was kind of related to power and how Maul didn't do well in his fight against the Inquisitors. I know his leg got injured, but I think Maul should have defeated them. But for the story purposes, he lost against them and fought them again at the end, eventually got away. So overall, I thought the show was pretty cool. I know Maul is kind of overused at this point, but he is a character that Lucasfilm has done a good job with, with the Clone Wars, Rebels, and now Maul Shadow Lord. I'm excited for a season 2. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, and I'd love to read them and discuss with you guys. I'm also on X. I'm more active on there, and I love discussing Star Wars, so tag me on there if you want to discuss. But yeah, that is basically my review for season 1 of Maul Shadow Lord. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.